Hey, tburrier from tburrier.com. Today I want to talk about 3 simple steps that you can take to really help you impact a life, right? Because that's really what you're doing. If you're focused on building your home business, then that's going to be about impacting lives. As a matter of fact, every business is really about that. If you really come down to it, is that they're providing something of value to someone that is attempting to satisfy the need or a desire through that, right? That's essentially what every business does. And that's what you're doing. And now your ability to impact someone really starts once you sponsor them. I mean, that's the true time that it impacts because the guard comes down a little bit. Again, the way I teach and train makes it very, very easy for that guard to not be there at all. If you follow what I teach, especially the stuff I teach in the approach language and how to engage with people when you're actually in conversation, make a huge difference. But it's not about you, it's not about your product, it's not about your service. It doesn't even matter what you're doing. You have to focus on the other person. So think about it this way. 97% of the people you could touch, they have got 2 things going on right now all the time. 1, they are wide open for a shepherd to show them a way. They are wide open for that because they don't always know the way, or they are not confident that they know the way. And so they're looking for someone to follow. That doesn't make them followers. They may be at first, but even the greatest leaders in the world are following someone, typically. And so that's the first step. The second is they're focused on their immediate needs or desires, the things that are immediate for them. You might say, well, it's important to look at the long term. That's true, but not if that's what they don't care about right now. Like, I'll give you an example. Suppose you're working with a weight loss product and that's what you're focused on. And that the person you're talking to is interested in fitness. It's not going to matter. Or maybe you have a phenomenal all-in-one type of supplement that really supports general health. And that's the most important thing. But the person you're talking to is trying to lose weight. They're not going to hear you, right? Because you're not speaking to their need. You're not letting them work at the thing that's most important to them. So you have to speak to immediate needs. So in order to impact someone's life, you have to earn the right. And earning the right is pretty simple. I'm going to give this to you simple, and it'll actually happen even in your conversations prior to them joining if you choose to. You don't have to invest this time. You can wait until someone takes that step and wants to get started, but it certainly can happen in the portion of the process where you're sharing about your story and your beliefs, etc. But so here's the big 3. If you follow this structure in any situation, you have the ability to impact someone, whether it's in your work or outside of your work. So number 1, you got to ask them questions, right? You have to ask them questions. You got to ask them open-ended questions so that they'll reveal, and sometimes it helps them uncover what their needs or desires are. And trust me, if you will ask someone open-ended questions, they will share with you because people are dying to talk about that kind of stuff, right? They're getting to talk about their favorite subject, which is themselves and what they care about. And so when you ask open-ended questions, you allow someone to begin sharing. Now, step 2, for some people is hard, even though it's incredibly important, and that is you got to listen to them, right? You got to listen to them intently. You got to focus on them. You got to listen to them and listen for the feelings behind what they're sharing and what this thing they're trying to solve or this need or desire, what it really means to this person that they haven't solved it, right? What would it be like if they could solve it, right? And so by listening to them, you are already doing something most people aren't doing for them, right? We're in a world of incredible connectivity, but nobody's listening to anybody. I mean, that's listening is at an all-time low. And so when you listen to someone, you're making an investment, and what's happening is you are growing what I call emotional equity with this person because you are investing in them. And by investing in them, what's happening is they are believing that you care, and hopefully that's true, but they're also believing that you understand them, that you can empathize with their situation. And there's superpower in this particular thing because once you have touched that point where you are seen as a person who cares and is understanding of their desire or their need and why it's important and the struggle that it's caused in their life, then when you share what you have and you share your story and you communicate your feelings about that, there's a massive magical connection right there. And you bring hope to this person. And that's the game changer. It allows you to touch a heart, but you can't do it without doing that process. You got to ask the open-ended questions. You got to invest and listen. And then you share what you have to say. You don't interrupt them. You don't interject. You just let them go and encourage them to share. And it'll be very, very powerful for you. It will give you a chance to create epiphany moments for people when you never said, think about this, right? You just shared your story, your perspective, your feelings about what you have and what it does based on the fact that you already understand them. That is incredibly powerful, and anybody can do that with just a little modicum of desire. Okay, so I hope that that's helpful. If you have not gotten my 27 scripts that really help you engage in creating the conversation for your business, make sure you go to tburrier.com, put in your email, and get your free MP3 download there. If you have questions, comments, feel free to shoot them to me. I'm happy to help in any way I can. That's my platform. I'm trying to help everybody who's trying to help themselves to create a better way of life for themselves. All right? Hope you have a great day.